Hey there, welcome to Trans Global News. I am your host, Alexis Devine, and today I'm going to do a little bit about what's going on in the UN and the few different people that are speaking. This is the main UN Assembly for 2017, and already we're off to a huge rockin' start with some of the stuff that Trump said. And I'm going to try and cover a couple of other things. We're going to take a look at all of the Category 5 hurricanes that are happening this year, like one after another, and they're happening in places where they shouldn't, along with some weird weather patterns that are going on where jet streams are breaking down, and we've got this new oscillation pattern that's going on that's really, I don't know, causing some weird weather. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'm going to try and make as many of these as I can on a regular basis, so enjoy the show. Okay, so I've been following along with the UN like I do every year. I'm into politics, what can I say? So it started off really good with the Director General, Antonio Guterres, and he gave a really good speech about having to work together during this time of crisis that we're having all around the world, and how it was really important to focus on helping each other and to not fly off the handle and get into really, heated comments and say things here at the UN that you might end up regretting, because you really need to be civil, and diplomacy is like the only way forward. Otherwise we're going to kill millions and millions of people. But then Trump gets on there, and I was just shocked at what Trump was saying, and I think he just totally forgot that he was talking to the people of the world instead of his base followers who take all of these bylines of his like it's gospel. But the rest of the world is a little bit more educated, and I don't think he realizes that. So he goes and says this:
"We'll have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea."
Now, I can't actually believe that he would say something like that and provoke North Korea to such a degree. And to call Kim Jong-un this,
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for
it's
himself
just totally shocking,
and for his
right?
regime.
And some of the
United
people that were
States
there
is
at the
ready,
UN, other world leaders and their
willing and
representatives, they
but
were just
hopefully
stunned at what he
this will
said.
not-
Okay, now I really don't understand what you Americans are thinking by not doing something about this. You really need to figure this stuff out before it blows up into a really big problem. North Korea is a really big concern, and your president needs to stop trying to pick fights with everybody like North Korea and Iran and Venezuela. Stay the hell out of Venezuela and stop interfering with their economy and stuff. You guys are getting into too many things. It reminds me of the Roman Empire. Anyway, I'm going to keep watching what's going on at the UN, and when there's more really good news from other people, I'll come back and I'll tell you about those too. Okay, so the weather. What's with the weather? We don't know what's going on. The weatherman's been wrong way more times than he's been right this year. And it's changing. That's plain and simple, it's changing. I've been watching weather patterns for longer than I'm willing to admit, and I've seen changes happen in the last 2 years that are pretty dramatic, and the jet stream seems to be breaking down, and we've got these oscillating patterns that are going up and down instead of going across in a nice steady stream like it used to, and it's causing havoc. It's creating these things that have been termed by meteorologists as atmospheric rivers, and that's when you get a band of clouds like this, and it just picks up a whole bunch of moisture out of the ocean and drags it all the way across the entire continent like it did last year and during the winter in the United States, causing catastrophic flooding. And so far this year, we've had a whole bunch of Category 5 storms pop up in the Atlantic, including Irma, which was turned into a Category 5 storm further out than anything we've ever observed before. And Hurricane Harvey, which dumped the largest amount of rain ever in the United States in one shot. Now, we seem to be having these once-in-a-thousand-year storms every few months. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. And I don't know, most of the world seems to accept the fact that the climate is changing and we're willing to call it climate change. And the United States is turning around and taking the words climate change off of all of their websites and going back into climate denial mode. I just don't understand this. They appointed a climate denier to NASA. Science is going down the tubes. It's like the United States is turning into 1984. Like, we already know that they're a surveillance state and everything, and I don't know. I just give up. What you can do, though, is be prepared for different types of weather. Like, we're going to have more severe swings from one type of weather to another, and you need to be prepared for power outages that could last a few days and stuff like that. So make sure that you keep your cupboards stocked and you have water and stuff like that, because that's the only thing we can really do to prepare for these storms, because we're not going to be able to stop it, just like we can't stop the oil companies and the major corporations from destroying our planet. Anyway, enough for the good news about the weather. So I'll leave you with that, and you can think about it. So let's talk about fake news. There's so much fake news out there. I remember one of the first channels that started putting out fake news, and that was CNN back in the 80s. They came up with fake news stories in the late 80s, 90s. And in the 90s, especially during the Gulf War and the Second Gulf War, they were so full of shit. They backed all the lies completely, including the incubator baby story and so many others. And that's like fake news. That is real fake news. Okay, the Russiagate thing, that's probably fake too. Crooked Hillary, that's not fake. She's crooked. The Clintons are crooked. It's as simple as that. Trump, he's just an asshole. I'm sorry, but what else can you call a guy that uses a golden toilet, right? Who uses a golden toilet? Donald Trump. I guess Melina's probably got a golden bidet, right? Anyway, the news media is owned by corporations, it's controlled by corporations, and it's feeding you garbage. They'll probably say that this is fake news, but hey, I'm just telling you my opinion on what I perceive to be the truth from facts that I found using scientific method. If that's fake news, then this is 1984, and no speak is the truth. Okay, well, that's all the time I got for today. Otherwise, it's going to take me way too long to edit this shit. And I want to do more tomorrow because I'm going to keep covering all of the stuff that's going on at the UN. And right now is a really good time to buy gold. I don't think the price is going to stay down much longer. And as soon as another nuke goes off and another missile gets tested, the price is going back up. So buy gold. Make sure it's physical, not paper. Okay, enjoy your day. Bye-bye.